is actually a really nice
Is Potati gonna pick Buzzwole? He picks the Buzzwole. Okay, Gyarados. Alright, alright. Is that really? I mean, it's fine, maybe. I know it's fine.
Some backline access potentially.
But again, it was a early Snorlax pick, but Blastoise is banned, Trevenant is banned. Blaziken.
I like it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so TALIBOBO going with the
Tali looks solid.
all-rounders, YALLA Bingo with the
I mean, YALLA also looks solid. They have, yeah, it's fine.
Who do you think's winning the draft in game 1 here?
I think pretty even, but I think YALLA Bingo late game is just bad.
Pretty even. I like Potato on that Buzzwole. That was his signature pick
Let's see.
last year. It's gotten some nerf.
Yeah, once
It's just crazy how this is a losers round 1 matchup. YALLA against Tali. Loser bracket round 1. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Announced in the winner bracket? Since when? Usually announced should be down here and then make loser bracket run, but nope. This time other way around.
You do have Overheat, which is a great secure, and then
So,
a ton of other team fighting options.
one team will just go out right here. The winner's gonna play against Vamos, which looked not great, so...
Well, but we are gonna have already 3 vs 3 up top. A lot of focus on...
Okay.
Lane, but there's no Magikarp here.
Magikarp has been carved.
We are going to have done our job. If you're YALLA Bingo, you're gonna be pretty happy about that. I mean,
Picking Leech Life? Yeah, I don't think so.
Hyper Voice plus the
I don't think so, but yeah.
them like horizontally, and it just makes sure that you get so many hits.
Venusaur is already level 5. And a half even, going for the top gank.
And Hypervoice, of course, has a vertical hitbox too.
Does he have coaching Electro right now? Yep.
Smackdown, Hypervoice will still be doing damage to the target while midair.
I mean, if Buzzwole gets level 5 this fast, then it's still just painful to be up against.
Power is unlocked. TALIBOBO having a bit more breathing room on the bottom side. Great foul play by Shelvin to try to buy some space for Utah.
Again, the Snorlax is weird, but Snorlax is a soft counter to Hooper, right? You gotta be super careful about Hooper Hyperspace against Heavy Slam. Kinda like Blissey, but you just don't want to pick Blissey every single time, so... That's fine to put a defender into the Hyperspace or the counter beauty.
The goal zones get like crashed on, and you gotta deal with it.
Exactly. Lunter on a Masquerade
level
thieving
7.
route with this Mew, able to take the blue buff. Double stunned by Zervis with that Mana Force. Makes the escape a little bit more difficult, but Utah cannot chase, especially with that well-placed light screen from the Mew, having no option to get that Pokemon. Sheldon with a big foul play. However, 60's also able to push out of this exchange.
Foul play Wish is strong, but like, it's still feels so weird, man. You just can't really set up anything.
YALLA Bingo has never let the other team get Rayquaza in the entire event, and yet they are in the losers bracket, which is pretty surprising.
Yeah, that is incredible. YALLA Bingo have.
But how did YALLA Bingo lose then?
I think it was 89%.
What happened with Sylveon? What happened with Sylveon? I mean, it's still better build. It's just Mystic Fire is a bit safer sometimes because of the dash. Hyper Voice is the superior build though. Oh, Potati.
Superpower plus Smackdown, and when you've already used your bounce to engage, you can't use your bounce to escape or defend.
It just depends what you want to go for. If you want to go for early game invades, Mystic Fire. If you just want to go for last hits, Hyper Voice, right? You just have lane dominance, you go for Hyper Voice. Oh, Potati! Okay.
Good job doing that.
It's so annoying. Now Hooper can't go pot in time, so maybe they can secure this. But Utah's still around. Why is Snorlax sleeping? Oh, they still get a nice Electro Ball.
That Electro Ball, really good option for
that
team here. And that's going to give YALLA Bingo a great opportunity to push down on this tier 1 goal zone. This is a pretty strong defense. I mean, the wall is going to be able to build a little bit of space, but they're only going to get a few goals.
Yeah, giving Lunderum Mew is always scary. Definitely nothing maybe you should be doing, but...
Such a backup from TALIBOBO. They are very healthy. There wasn't a lot of
what did Tali ban again? Leafeon and Dodrio. Okay. Well, they target banned Potati. Kinda.
Yeah, I suppose so. They want a little bit more experience on that Blaziken, I imagine, who, by the way, got out-secured by the Mew. Overheat Blaziken.
Well, Overheat wasn't up in time, right? Like, he couldn't even charge it up fully. I think he didn't have a chance to get Overheat in. At least it looked like it to me.
The battlefield is here, though. Regieleki on this top side. and now it's getting the full attention of TALIBOBO.
Oh, what? The Mew booster auto tech got it? No. Landaroo again.
Absolutely everything. I mean, there's a reason.
Does Regieleki just walks? Can they break it in time? No, they can't.
When we were best Mew in the EU, that's what
Sure, I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Lunder's earned that title and then some, right? I mean, Zante in their own right is a fantastic.
Maybe it's a better than enemies getting Regieleki, so.
Like Lunder has just been so well known for this pick in particular for so long. Zervis able to secure the red buff and not have it stolen away by that solar beam. That is one of the things that happened to Mew in one of the balance patches not, well, a long time ago at this point.
Yeah.
Solar beam getting nerfed, it's definitely not your best damaging option, but it does.
At least it's very good team fighting, so.
Still, but great secure by Zervis to make sure they keep that red buff on their own side.
I think they're gonna be fine. It's just points are getting pretty far behind.
There's not, well, okay, there's one single wild Pokemon on the map. No, two of them. Sorry, there's that one ball toy.
They also kept the Gyarados very well in check. But I mean, if you pick Buzzwole, you're still gonna make the enemy top path player not be too far ahead. It's just Buzzwole lost a lot of team fight power later on. It's hard to close our games.
Spawning in the basement. They could be starting to fight for that, although we'll see if it's just another Mew secure. Lunder might just be the key to everything.
Mew.
Yeah, at this point, why even contend, I suppose. More going to be in the face of Chelvin, but an unstoppable onto the Umbreon will allow them to not get knocked.
Both teams are kind of scared to engage.
Very slow rotation from both these teams. Yalla Bingo spending some time to get the central experience available. TALIBOBO their own path experience thanks to those goal zones being broken. But a bright side,
They're gonna have a nice flank with. What can Sabin do with this flank? This time Overheat surely gets this one, right? We have to get this one Overheat. Where? Oh, Utah's just dropping though. No, he Blaze kicking against Snorlax's body. Oh, Utah, that's a terrible team fight. Ay, ay, ay.
Shield they gain from block is so incredible now. They chase Chelvin.
Yeah, this fight's over for Tali.
Yalla Bingo. Meanwhile,
they're getting put. What?
Together a KO streak on 3 in the back line. And Yalla Bingo really finding the momentum now.
Well, we said it last tournament too. Putati's the only one that still made Buzzwole look fine. I think it was last tournament too.
Because that huge fight happened, and Red Rock went completely undamaged, basically.
Right.
Everybody just turned and targeted.
He's still allowed to play it.
We are now 3 for 3.
He's the only person allowed to play Buzzwole.
The secures, not that it really matters that time around, right? But we just got to continue up with the math. Now go get that Regieleki Lunder. It's your job now. You just got to get every single one.
You saw
Putati, yeah.
I have to imagine it's got drip down effects, right, towards the Reggies as well. So I think Yalla Bingo has a game plan, and they have been executing it almost flawlessly, at least in this match so far. Regieleki down to half HP, but it actually does leash, not super far away. 60 with a huge Hyperforce hitting multiple targets, and everybody has to retreat back to that portal. No real crowd.
Are they gonna... Putati, is he gonna still fight this? Oh, he catches Utah. Nice Blaze Kick though, he dodged the Smackdown. And now Buzzwole goes down. There we go. And every time you die one time as Buzzwole, the game suddenly is over. Yep. This is classic Buzzwole experience. Well, let's see if it doesn't, you know, you like destroy our game, you go one time down at like 3 or 4 minute mark, and suddenly the game swings over.
Defensive effort. Zante pushing back in there with that Psychic Slayer was huge. Give him a lot of turnaround experience, but Regieleki once again.
Landaroo! Oh, that was close again.
It's gonna go to Zante. It's gonna be all the special attackers, and that's.
Man, Utah wasn't able to secure anything yet so far this game.
Or 0 points scored. I'm sorry. That was a completely perfect defense there. I thought.
Sure, let's dive this. I mean, I guess they have to do something. Well, they have no Gyarados Unite right now. Potato's down again. Yep.
225 points. They're getting damaged a lot though from that backline.
They can get 50, another 100 in right now. They can get another 100, and suddenly they're only 60 behind, and they have very good team fighting still.
We do not want to be out of position for this final fight.
Utah with a big flank, but they're going to get caught by that heavy slam and eject button forced out of that Pokemon, and Utah now has to run away from that fight and reset. They're too far away from Zervis to catch an easy portal. Zervis playing within that little speed tornado zone.
Gyarados already back up again. This doesn't matter much.
Maximum options of mobility and vision. Chelvin playing her on the top side, and both TALIBOBO players on the carries guarding either the top or bottom goal zone.
What's a circle that appears after Umbreon gets KO'd? If Umbreon dies while Wish is on it, Wish drops on the ground and Ally can pick up Wish. Or if the character that Wish is on gets knocked out before Wish heals. It drops on the ground. Maybe just gets one shot. Oh, he gets the sheet from block. Snorlax just gets one shot now. Okay. Utah starting Rayquaza. Putati, can you look for flank? He's jumping into the pit onto Utah. Nice Blaze Kick again. He dodges superpower, but it doesn't matter.
kind of with a flip. They're going to be at least trading 2
Oh,
more.
wow,
So
okay.
low numbers for both sides. Here's the only damage dealer up left on TALIBOBO.
I mean, it's still 14 Gyarados right here. They have to be careful.
Taking a lot of skirmishes
Oh,
across that battlefield, but just
Potati.
uncontested
Quadra
on the backside with a
for Mew.
streak of 4,
That's it?
sweeping in to
That's it?
prevent the penta, but
Yeah,
Yalla
giving
Bingo
Landaru
played
Mew
that
might be
team fight
not the best
exceptionally
idea.
well. TALIBOBO had some moments.
Yalla
Right,
takes the
you know,
first
that
game.
move did steal away.
The biggest strengths of Trevin is that you can
Is a Blaziken again. I can't say it looked good last game, but against double defender, sure. This time Landaru doesn't get Mew. This could be a big Petty Dance game. Actually, this looks like a... Oh, that is a good last pick.
Yeah, clever draft.
This is a massive Petty Dance game.
All right, final
Potentially.
selection will be 6s on
There's a lot of CC, of course, on left side still, but Megu might go for Curse.
Similar, if not almost identical to what Nouns
Or is Landaru, or is it gonna be Solar Beam still? It could be Beam, I guess, still, but I feel like it would be very good of a Petty Dance game.
Potato on that. Controlled by them.
But this is very important, like, Tali needs to win this.
Yalla Bingo wanting to solidify their position.
Or they have to kinda... I don't know if they qualify for the World Championship or not. I don't know what place Vamos has to get. I tried to do the math a bit yesterday, but... Yeah.
which does make a lot of sense. There's a lot of potential for shutdown.
If Vamos doesn't make the grand final though, then Tali is safe.
Last game. I mean, not
I think.
trying, kind of doing, although not in this
Okay, yeah, Vamos has to not get to the grand final.
So
they have to hope that Vamos loses after this if Tali goes out.
One of the worst EV secure options in terms of their Swift.
But it's not just that, like, it doesn't matter, it's terrible to lose, because you also lose prize, like, losing in general right here is terrible, right? You lose a lot of prize money. And you also potentially lose travel awards, right? And travel awards towards like Hawaii is also a lot of money. I assume again only the top 2 teams again get travel money, right? Or does every team get travel money? Do you know, Gatlu? Is it 1, 2, 3 teams who get travel awards? Top 2, right? Like I assume the regional winners and the point winners both get travel awards, right? So the second team in points has to pay themselves there. So, which will probably be Tali if they lose this. So, like, Tali and Yalla Bingo are playing for so much money right here. They're playing for so much money. These 2 teams right now. And it's like loser bracket round 1. But they're pretty much playing for travel awards, which is so much prize money too.
I mean, it hurts, but I think it's true. I'm going to throw my pick out to Gengar.
So this is so much on the line right now.
Absolutely not Gengar. If there's anything, we're going to see more Gengar in EU than we would in NA. That's my
And if they lose this, they definitely cannot get those.
Yeah, not sure what that's based on.
It's they can still make worlds, but they will not. Like it will cost them a lot of money to even go there.
Pretty confident in your heart. All right,
Okay, Utah now getting level 7, gets the Camel Sylveon, nice.
Sylveon, Zervis with a great KO, having the Blaziken fully evolved, plus the Espeon. It's just so much.
A heavy slam again, but this time on Shelvin's side.
How tanky Yalla Bingo is, they can't even contend with that. But wow, Duraludon and Greedent both have 1 pick so far this year. That is wild with players like Gatlu in this region.
Yeah, Greedent's a surprise there. Duraludon actually not.
Wait, when is the World Championship this year? Is it really in July?
The wrong choice there completely, but
I don't know if the championship has been confirmed yet, what date it is.
Have to hold that. But right now, of course, there's a very important game going on. As much
Didn't
as we
we
love
check?
these stats, the levels are staying a lot more even this time around. There was certainly a little bit more of a run over last time.
But Utah was struggling last game.
Really kind of see how these first fights go.
I mean, it should be mid-August, right?
A little bit of a rotation. I would say the split from TALIBOBO.
It's always mid-August.
There's
I don't
a little
know.
bit of a farm going on from Espeon, 2 top, 2 bottom. Of course, they have the Hoopa, so it's not a guarantee where they will end up being.
Then why did this person say it's in July?
Priority will be going down to this Reggie Ice, but this thing's
That's
gonna
very
burn
early
down very quickly.
beam,
The
but
range
I guess you can wait a bit.
advantage is certainly going to Yalla Bingo.
Okay, Utah, you have to do something with Blaziken now. You pick the Blaziken, you have to do something with it. Oh, there's Espeon Unite, it's huge. Oh, the Blaze Kick is also wonderful follow-up. Okay, there we go.
Big momentum push when the enemy team can't respond in kind with their own. You're nice, Zante and you.
That was a huge Espeon play.
Hitting another level. It feels like we're looking at a
K60s,
brand
yeah.
Maybe the score
Okay.
not reflecting it yet, but it feels like
Can they get the big
every
overcap in? Yes,
single
they
KO
can.
is sliding their way. Big comeback.
Well, Edgar's actually got the basic attack in, right? Can they stop him?
Left at 7. An attempt at
Was that target V difference, or was it just luck that he was low HP? Oh, Espeon actually down. No, they don't get the objective. They don't get the goal or the objective.
Fight was
Uh-oh.
I kind of want to say maybe
And they lose
a
2
little
members as well.
uncoordinated from YALLA Bingo. They were very
Yikes.
split up, and like certain members were being chased by multiple members, while others were chasing.
There was such a massive... Just one basic attack of Edigos changed so much in this fight.
The Reggie Ice, which
He's
feels like a
mobile, so he
big
has mobile.
surprise
Okay, yeah.
After that pretty solid win, I would
Yeah,
say
mobile is
dominant win in
OP.
that team fight from TALIBOBO. They just left.
On mobile, it's very easy
Trap by
to
Marv,
stop
they lose
people
one,
from capping
the Espeon
points.
goes down, they just don't have the firepower to really contend. They got to pay way more respect to that Venusaur on the other side.
Again, the cursed pain split. I really wasn't a big fan of it yesterday in North America.
In terms of the objective race, Reggie Lucky will heal a little bit of his HP as it returns to its spawn point, and now it's Potato fighting on the top side. 60s does Fairy Frolic and land on the Trevenant, but it's not enough damage to get the KO.
Okay.
Potato isolates any target from entering in towards that Regieleki. It might seem on paper that hitting one target's a bit suboptimal, but when you knock everybody out, that's great.
Ooh, smoked.
Huge Rock Tomb tees up a fantastic Venusaur Unite move, and YALLA Bingo just take the momentum right back.
I love that.
Isn't the VLAN switch too? Yeah, but it's very awkward. Like,
but I really did love that kind of.
I remember trying out to use the wheel at the start of Unite, because I thought maybe, I mean, I should be using it. But it was so buggy and like
which was a really big Regieleki, right? They
inaccurate, and sometimes it didn't work at all. You just cut the target wheel on switch is way too inconsistent.
Pretty much taken. I would say taking the lead very slightly this game. Is extremely even, but
I mean, the Blaziken is fine. I think he doesn't look very confident on it right now.
TALIBOBO defined the early game, and now that
Not sure what's happening. Maybe they're too nervous. Again, there's so much on the line right here. It might just be nerves.
Ahead on score. I mean, honestly, 9 points kind of not important between these two teams, but still, it's nice.
Like, whoever wins between these two teams pretty much has the highest chance of just being second place in the region, right? So this is kind of like almost like a loser bracket final already, but in the loser round 1, pretty much.
They really prioritize that big crowd control push.
Yeah, I find that pretty interesting as well. I mean, we did see a decent amount of that in NA as well. I feel like we haven't seen very many spin sources at all, just in general, regardless of
very close game.
They are in the actual
but
having.
I don't know who's better late game. I would say YALLA with the Venusaur better late game. Venusaur, like, Hooper's gonna have... Of course, they obviously have hyperspace ported, but it's not that easy to always heal it back up. Oh, Venusaur Unite onto... Yeah, Utah just got deleted. But can they get objective at least? They got objective, okay. Espeon. But at least on the third game between these two teams right here, so... Tali better win now, man. I bet my entire house on Tali.
Yeah, some interesting priority from YALLA Bingo there to have 60's back cap 40 points. They do get that success, but it will be TALIBOBO.
Heavy Slam, Yawn, eject button, okay. Oh, but he has Unite too.
Some members HP as Potato is just doing their best to protect their backline. Hydro Typhoon does hit 3 this time, making sure that their numbers
They even get
are a little bit higher
Potato?
there, but
He's
they
waddling away? Okay.
Going the credit to Megu's Trevenant.
How much is warded away, but that was very, I mean, yeah, that's okay still. Let's lay Blast Unite. It's only late if Tali rips Rayquaza. Otherwise, it's not late.
The curse on the Trevenant, like I said, that's going to be such a...
But, I mean, Tali have Hooper and Blaziken. They could just look for a rip, but do they really want to? Like, it's only late if they rip Rayquaza, otherwise it doesn't matter at all. So,
against a lot of these frontliners that are going to be somewhat...
I don't think they're going to rip it.
I mean, it's a
I mean, they
great way
could.
to do it. There's a reason why Trevenant is kind of number
They
one
have
pick
Hooper.
right now. This is going uncontested. It seems like most things have, most of these objectives have been pretty contested.
But I don't know if they want to put all their cards into that.
Pretty big deal because they already have the tier
They don't even have Hooper on Bond either yet.
More space as we're heading into the final stretch.
They got 15 seconds to knock out this Regieleki. Sometimes we see teams just let it land, but I think if you have the time, you may as well try to rip this objective off the map. Blaziken going to do a great job of removing it.
I mean, they don't even have Hooper on Bond themselves. So.
In stride. YALLA Bingo with the point lead and a little bit of a positional advantage. Marv and Chelvin just kind of staring at each other from across the way. The classic defender look that we see from a lot of these teams in these final fights.
Yeah, it's the...
You're missing now Sylvian and Edigos on the right side.
It's the mental battle before the actual battle. Calm before
Is Tali gonna do some macro shenanigans? They have Hooper. Of course, Yalla's just holding every angle, but Yalla has to be careful that Ray just doesn't get bursted down.
It's a priority for them, let's just say. Although maybe they'll finally get their first.
But his 30 Venusaur is so annoying now.
Right now, they're going to be defending a little bit more than actually trying to take Ray. And the big thing here is not that they've won every Ray, it's that they haven't lost any Rays.
Exactly. Yeah, the game can conclude without the Rayquaza being knocked out. The potential is there. Megu hunting around that top side. You currently do not have.
Does Megu know that Potato's in there?
Very dangerous Pokemon to be flanking.
Oh, they're gonna fight? They found the engage. Maybe there's a huge sleep. Oh, they got chain CC'd. Eldegoss couldn't even unite. Oh, but oh my god. Utah may go down. Blastoise CC too much. Oh, wait. Shelvin saving servers, maybe? Hyper Voice? Doesn't. The Espeon is gonna score, maybe. The beam is gonna be too late. The beam didn't miss. It didn't quite reach. What? No target wheel on Switch. He saw it there, servers. He couldn't basic deck Sylveon. Because he has no target wheel on Switch. Wait, does he? He's a Switch player, right? I actually forgot what he is. Oh, he's a Switch player, right? They have to do Ray now. They have to go for Ray. Crustle only has 44 points. That's not enough. Did he find some more? Rayquaza? Oh, pop the curse. They get it. But Crustle scores 44, but it's not enough points. It's not enough. That wasn't enough.
That's 44 points, I believe.
Ay, man. But imagine Crustle had more points there. Or somehow. That was scary. Okay, we get the third game, guys. We get the third game. Like, I don't even know what other top path Pokemon you can play here. We could still put Leafy on top. Metagross? Nah, Mimikyu? No, Mimikyu looks terrible here. Blaziken, Metagross. Potato wants Metagross. He locks it in! Okay, and Delphox. Oh, that is very weak early game now. I guess, Leafy maybe makes up for it. But they have to be careful. They could get bullied early game. And now Tali is gonna lock in the Mimikyu? I don't know. The Mimikyu never feels great, but we'll see. Let's see what Utah can do on it. So this game is worth so much right here. We actually have Utah with the early game bot lane Mimikyu now, but I guess he can because they have Delphox, so it doesn't really matter. Because Delphox early game doesn't do anything either, so
they are going to hit that level 4.
Might as well, right?
Power spike from this Pokemon, even when they get their mid-stage evolution, takes a little bit before Delphox becomes a conceivable threat.
Well, let's be clear, it's one of my favorites to watch good players play.
Take the Metagross in such an important game is not something I expected to see.
This is what we're going to have to watch, right? The Metagross and seeing how it does. Now,
I think it's a good Pokemon, it's just getting level 9 can be so difficult in tournaments.
If you can successfully shut down, I think the early game a little bit of
and Night Move just doesn't have the highest impact either. It's okay, but often it's just kind of mid.
You can build yourself a lot of time for this game. Time for your breaks to become Delphox, time for eventually become a Metagross, which is a little bit further off. But
no, Gyarados. Gyarados is gonna be Gyarados doesn't matter what he's up against, right? So.
YALLA Bingo as well. Not get overly aggressive. Not give the opponents a chance to kind of pop off before them.
Yeah.
But YALLA Bingo's late game is pretty annoying with the Fire Spin too. I would assume so. Maybe. I assume it's gonna be Fire Spin, but it could be missing a Fire Flame charge.
Takes a lot longer to hit, but the way we are tracking on this Gyarados, Megu most likely will be evolving.
He's gonna get Gyarados here now.
Out of the wild Pokemon, we'll be getting it well before that 8-minute mark.
That was extremely fast. Honestly, for not
make a bounce.
That was a really well managed.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Waterfall yet, but bounce is just very good.
Scary situation. We did manage to basically wait until we hit
Honestly, still like
level 5, which is pretty interesting. That was a very even set.
Why don't we ever play Waterfall? Oh, so Potato!
Really not
oh, close.
Kind of mid-range power spike. We get to
Mimikyu got level 7. Shadow Seek is hit. Shadow Claw. Okay. Utah's in the game. He's almost level 8 suddenly.
Increased range when his aiming through walls is so fantastic, and you see top-level players really showcasing what this Pokemon.
Big shield for Potato. Big shield. Oh,
but now
they get
might be
one.
getting
Okay,
punished
sure.
for it. Potato dealing out a ton of damage.
Then of
No
returning.
glowing circle on the ground, so you know those Pokemon are not going to be returning.
Ooh, and it looks like Anlaha Esports is now gone. One of the big question marks, but looks like we're not going to be able, unfortunately, to see them on broadcast. We'll talk about that more later, as this match right now is in its final match, and like we said, one of the most important ones. Once again, Leafeon just getting hunted down. I mean, they do not want to let that Pokemon do what it does, which makes a lot of sense. That Pokemon gets banned most of the time.
Yeah, Dragon Breath deals just an enormous amount of damage, even just from using the move, despite...
I mean, I don't know what happened to Utah that he's so far ahead suddenly.
Utah not able to get that score because of great coverage.
That is a good news for Tali. Very good news.
Chasing down this poor Utah is now they're going to retreat through the portal, and they have a bit
Being this far ahead as Mimikyu is like picking it for
One
bot
thing that
path
I
is
will say
wild.
is if that Gyarados was stacking, I didn't actually get a chance to see exactly what its build was.
Can you find the Shadow Seek? No, he missed it.
Get too many stacks so far. Right now, the Registeel being challenged very much by TALIBOBO.
Oh, that's a nice Delphox Unite. They can't even reach that. They're just getting. Oh, they're getting dead Delphox. Leafeon also secures the Reggie. Santi's stuck in mean look.
The one doing the KOs is going to be
Aye.
Leafeon, rather than just being kind of on the receiving end of all that damage.
Yeah, they have a hard time fighting into Delphox with their comp. They're very low range, right? They're pretty much 5 melees. I mean,
yeah, it's so,
of course, Super, Sylveon are ranged characters, but Sylveon, with whatever build that is more melee. Hooper is also kind of walking up and enforcing forwards, right? So. Oh! That Penny made it in. Hey, Potato's waiting?
Potato waiting right on top of that goal.
Chomp. Okay, he gets one.
It's good enough for the KO. No walls, no problem. Potato gonna take out
One
that
Potato.
target.
Yeah,
One
doing a
Potati,
pretty
man.
good job of this Metagross so far. Like I said, this is really the Pokemon that we got to see exactly how well it does. I feel like we haven't seen too many pop-off games with Metagross competitively.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not won some, but we haven't seen it be like, oh yeah, that's why they picked it. But
Get him.
I do like it against this comp. We haven't seen too many fully coordinated full team fights yet, though.
Yeah, not quite yet. This could be the start of one, as Megu's currently trying to 2v4.
I still know who I want to win, actually, though, but...
Side, Marv has to unite.
But I'd like to see Potati do well, you know? That's just how it is.
Will be a resource they don't have for the next major objective team fight, but when you already got Registeel buff working in your favor, I think it's totally fine to just pop that move.
And Zephyro's gonna look huge this game, I feel like.
Buff here. They're not a whole lot. This is kind of that awkward moment in the game.
Leafeon is gonna be very useless late game with whatever build. It's Solar Blade and Aerial Ace. I feel like it's gonna be very useless at some point, so.
And the score, very low. There were a few more points in altogether from TALIBOBO. Not sure, again, if this Gyarados is stacking, and it looks like it maybe had the opportunity to get a few more if that was the case. But now that it's got 40 points, that would be pretty tough. And the prioritization is going to have to happen here as to what exactly you want to do. If you're
Make it bounce.
At least up here to get some more levels. It looks like right now they're actually just going to be trying to catch Potato out.
Gyro Ball Shield. He's actually Unite moving first. I mean, this is the, like, Metagross Unites can be so useless and so bad sometimes. That was a terrible Unite. But let's see if for Super Unbound, I guess. Maybe that's a win? I guess it's kind of a win, right?
Years of playing together on the same team. I think we're on year 3 of the
It's actually good. You got Hoopa Unbound, so
there are a lot of duos in,
think about it. It's actually a good trade. Garage is going forward. No, Delphox is stuck. Delphox is gone.
We're gonna see TALIBOBO actually
Nice fall by Shelvin.
trying to get a little bit of a flank. Gyarados still at full HP plus shields, kind of alongside that Crustle. Looks like we're gonna get the KO on the
How did Delphox get that?
Mimikyu, and the last hit, I actually did not see what took the Regieleki, but oh, Delphox did.
Eh? Did Delphox Unite ticks to get Regieleki? Really, man? While being dead. Okay. Okay. Let's take a 40 in this matter. What? Yuta. Oh, you missed the What? How did the Shadow Seek miss?
Do we take out these targets one by one, or do we go all in and towards the back line? Utah being very comfortable with what they could earn, takes out one, but now a big X scissor is going to hold Potato in place. This is going to allow these two members to try to.
They really have to score here, but they can't. Fire spin. Utah is gonna get spin around, and this one HP. Fire spin? Okay.
melted right there. That was like full HP to no HP in like 2 seconds. And that was a good time to do it, of course, because now that we see the Delphox come back in, that was starting to be a scary situation. But realistically, the story now is that we're going to be rotating down towards the basement, Reggie. One objective taken, time for number 2. They're going to be competing for a little bit more EXP before that ends up happening. Utah is going to be the first one in to try and at least kind of see who's going to respond.
First one to 13 as well, right? Like, this is
Are they going for these fights?
looking the best they have in this series.
Gyarados is top, Metagross is top.
Very comfortable on this
But they're portaling Gyarados bot though. Do they know the Potati's top? Not sure.
Potentially trying to bait out a mean look from Marv. That will be on the Chelvin. Very comfortable with that.
And they're gonna get it right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Nanda has to be so careful. Like, he's just asking to get Rock Tomb. If he loses the eject button, that's the way to lose the game very fast. He needs the eject button for the final fight. That was so risky walking up.
In their favor, headed into the final stretch. They are extremely far behind on points.
Oh boy, this is the final 2 minutes. This is so meta soon. It matters so much.
If they want to try to steal this lead away.
I do like the fact that YALLA decided not to take that last fight. They realized it was a little bit too risky. They also realized that they were in the ones that were in the lead. They're not in the lead by levels. Right now, it's going to be a pretty solid 1-level lead, at least from TALIBOBO. Having multiple level 13 is going to be a pretty big deal. But YALLA saying, you know, the score lead is a gigantic factor going into these final fights. We're the ones who can play defensively. And right now, they're just kind of spread out, trying to stop some back caps and not really threatening the Rayquaza themselves.
I'm honestly surprised that Marv isn't playing.
The fire spins are going to be so annoying now.
Now finally, it seems like Lunder is walking up beside.
But being up in this like tall grass, they're so scary against Mimikyu. I feel like you always get hit there. There's a wall. Oh, he already eject button's gone. Okay, they can retreat now. They can retreat and just try to do the same thing again. Delphox walks up. Delphox is dead next time. Oh, but Mimikyu, Utah. No, what?
Immediately deleted. Metagross gets that KO. That is a huge problem.
Ah, Utah.
Unite movement sends a couple of targets into the air,
Rip.
but now they don't end up.
Now it's difficult with Mimikyu. Mimikyu didn't use Unite, just died in Fire Spin. Delphox Unite.
Bobo is still trailing. One KO traded out either way. Potato has put up the walls and has kind of started.
Yep, I think that's it. Can Gyarados? Even if Gyarados scores 100, it doesn't matter. Mego going forward. Mego Landru. Okay. But they can't score, right? 30 seconds left. Utah's back. Wait, can they wipe them somewhere? If he gets resets on bot? He gets one, right? He gets Adagos. Wait. It's 20 seconds left. Landru. Oh my god, I mean, he's 1 HP. No way. Potato's alive though. Potato's gonna get the shields. Oh, 07 TALIBOBO. Oh, 7. YALLA continues. Tali is out of the European regionals. Tali is out. They can still make the World Championship, but they have to hope that Vamos loses now.
These two teams with the most
Utah.
implications.
It's very unexpected from this team to drop out this early, but that they have to face YALLA in the first loser round is Potato. Melag, okay.